Welcome, everyone. Sorry about it, the technical difficulties. We've got them all ironed out now. So I'd like to welcome you to this incredible call tonight. My name is Jana Jorgensen. I live on Vancouver Island in British Columbia, Canada. And it's my honor to welcome you in the Southern Hemisphere. It's good morning to you. It's good afternoon in Hawaii, and it's good evening in North America. And if you would be so kind as to just type in the chat where you live, where you're calling from. We would love to know all the people and what you're doing. This has been an exciting ride for me. I've been in this industry for 40 years. I've seen some amazing companies, but I've never seen anything quite like this. The moment I heard that there was a breakthrough product, that was an incredible bell for me. And of course, once you meet Steve Scott and the rest of our team, you're going to know that you're in the right place at the right time. So it's super exciting. So let's see where we're calling from. Oh, we have Perth, Australia, New York. Welcome, New York. Miami, Long Beach, California, Augusta, Georgia. Welcome, welcome. It's great to have you here. Oh, we have Scotland in the house, Miami. Oh, great, great. Phoenix, Arizona, Las Vegas. Oh, this is going to be so much fun. Thank you so much for being here. Right now, it's my great honor to introduce you to our president. He's an individual that has brought so much to the table for us. He irons out all of the little kinks in absolutely everything, and he's just too available for us. So with that, I'd like to turn it over to Mr. Aaron Rennert.
Well, Jana, thank you so much. And I always love getting on these calls for a couple of reasons. One, I love to see all the faces of the people that I get to talk to every day, or that I get to hear their names, or I get to see them advance in the ranks, and all these wonderful things that are so important to our business, to our industry. But I love the people business, and I love the fact that we have an opportunity to bring people together in a common cause, united, running in the same direction, helping people achieve results that they've never achieved, whether it be health-wise, financial-wise, or just social-wise, giving them a place to come that they can be a part of our incredible family here. And it's exciting for me. Now, somebody had asked me earlier today, they said, how'd you end up at Neumi? What happened? I said, what happened is that I found out about this incredible person by the name of Steve Scott. I found out about this incredible technology that literally nobody else has, nobody else can get. You can't find it anywhere. And so I got excited about that. I used the product. I got incredibly excited about that because I started noticing some differences and some huge benefits in my energy levels and in my brain fog, and of course, my face. I've been using the spray literally for the last year and have absolutely loved it. And so I realized that we had something that nobody else has, and that's really a true breakthrough. You're going to hear from Steve Scott here shortly. He's going to talk about these incredible products, about glutathione. He's going to educate you a little bit on his past. But before we do that, again, I talk about seeing all these incredible faces, and Jana's just become a dear friend of mine, and she's amazing to work with, and we have so much fun working together. The people that she brings are incredible. And then I have a chance to spend times with Charles Monk and really get to know him, get to know his wife, get to know the things that he's done. 25 years in the industry, folks. When we talk about incredible backgrounds, we've got people on this call tonight that have some of the most diverse, incredible backgrounds in this industry on any one call that I've ever heard from. So here's Charles, who lives in the Philippines with his beautiful wife, and they're down there, and he has had 25 years of experience, literally had teams of over 250,000 people in his organization. Think about that from just a quick management perspective. Think about managing that many people. I look forward to the day, folks, but I'm telling you, it's going to be a lot to handle. But I'm excited and enthused to have somebody like Charles Monk with us, and others as well. But I'm highlighting my friend Charles. And Charles, I want to welcome you to the call. I want to thank you for being an incredible ambassador to Neumi and the type of person that you are and what you represent and what you stand for. So with that being said, Charles, welcome to the call.
Oh, thanks so much, Aaron. It's so great to be with you guys today. And we're beyond excited. As Aaron said, we've been in this industry for 25 years. And actually, we kind of stepped back from the industry about 3.5, 4 years ago just to take a break. And we've raised our family in the industry, Aaron. We've raised 3 children. We've been able to homeschool them because of this industry, travel around the world because of the industry. And we've seen some of the really best of the industry. And unfortunately, like a lot of industries, we've seen some of the worst as well. But we didn't know if we were ever going to build again. But several months ago, through different sources, I started hearing about Neumi. And I heard it was a new company. And of course, when you hear about a new company, usually you just ace it out because it's a new company. But it kept coming back and back and back. And one of my very good friends, he's like a brother, Mr. Mark Rosario, he was very persistent after Emily and I. And so we began to look at it because, you know, the scripture says where two or three begin to bring something to you, you better listen. And so we did. We opened our minds up. We started looking at it. We looked at the product and we were amazed because the team that you had mentioned to us, we built over 250,000 people. We just had great leaders. It wasn't us. We just had tremendous leaders there. But we had a breakthrough product in 1999. It truly was a breakthrough product at that time. And so we know what a breakthrough product can do. So what we did is we looked at the products of Neumi. We seen the validity of what was there. We thought it was something that was cutting edge. We looked at the marketing plan. We seen that you can make incredible money here. And then we seen the tools and we were blown away by the tools. I mean, companies that have been in business 15, 20 years don't have the tools that we have with Neumi. And that was really exciting to me because we knew that if we were able to, by God's grace, to build the team we did without technology, understand, that team was built before we had Zoom, we didn't have anything we have today. We thought, wow, if that could be done in that day, what could we do now? But we were apprehensive because we did not know about the owner of the company, the founder of the company, and that was a key to us. So about 5-6 weeks ago, we had a call that changed our life with Mr. Steve Scott. It was an aha moment for Emily and I, because we knew that if the person at the top had the right DNA, that DNA is going to flow down through the organization and we were going to be able to change lives around the world, do something bigger than we've ever done before. And so as we were on at that call with Steve, our hearts were moved, our spirit was moved. We seen where he had a heart bigger than big. But not only that, his morals, his ethics, his standards were the highest. And when we got off that call, Aaron, I turned to my wife and I said, this is it. This is where we're going to go. And we truly believe we are in the right place at the right time with the right people, with the right products, with the right company, with the right founder. And with that, I want to introduce who I believe is the founder of founders. We're so proud to say that we're part of his company. He is a man that has a heart bigger than the world. And as you begin to build with us, you're going to see how the DNA of Stephen Scott will flow down through this organization all around the world. We will build the biggest network marketing company that's ever been built. So it's my privilege to give you our founder, Mr. Stephen Scott.
Well, thank you so much. And it's an honor to be with all of you I couldn't be last week because my nephew had graduated from the Air Force Academy, which is quite an accomplishment. And so my wife and I had been there with him. We were traveling back, so that's why we weren't here live. There are so many things going on right now, and I tend to look at the big picture, but today we were on the phone call with one of our Neumi family members, Phil Franklin, and we were on with another gentleman who is going to just skyrocket with our PRP program. He's going to be building wellness centers all over the world. And we will be a cornerstone foundational product. He knows what we have, and he was off the charts excited. But Phil told me a story, and these are the things that really motivate us, that motivate me. And this is a legacy business. We're not just doing this for ourselves, and maybe in North America, it's a difference between how long you live and quality of life and whether you're a grandparent from a sofa or you're a grandparent that's active with your children. But in the third world, we're life and death. We are life and death for so many people, and that's going to be for generations. But he told us about 3 or 4 testimonials. And one of them was a woman that before she started on Neumi 3 days ago, she had situations and issues where she couldn't walk 10 feet. 3 days on the product, and she went and did a 1/4-mile walk. Her life is being handed back to her, not just her life, but the vitality of her life. Now, that's one person. We have right now 20,000 Neumi family members in 15 countries. That's one person. But one person, you change one life. There was a woman in the Philippines, first time in the Philippines in 2011, and she confronted me. She had been a pediatrician for 28 years. Her husband was a pediatric surgeon, and she told me what the product we had then, which is a wonderful product, but compared to what we have now, it was kind of like a skateboard compared to a jet fighter. But it was wonderful. And she told me the stories that she was experiencing. And she was a professor at the university in Cebu, and she literally started sobbing. And she was changing lives, one life at a time. So we can't lose focus of the worth of one life, one soul. You change a child or a teenager, you change a family for forever. And so that's what we have. But I'm supposed to follow an order in this. I'm not supposed to just pontificate, so I won't. But my life has been about finding breakthroughs. And I found my first breakthrough in 1976. It was a new product. I partnered with a dear friend of mine. He had $5,000. I had a product that I knew was a breakthrough. And 5 months later, our sales hit $1 million a week. And it happened week in, week out, month in, month out. We were selling the product on TV. We had a great spokesperson, Pat Boone, and his daughter, Debbie. And then we just kept looking for breakthroughs. And we ended up finding breakthroughs. We had one that taught kids how to get better grades. We had millions of kids it completely changed the way they learn. 3 hours took kids from D students, including my daughter, who was in high school at the time, from a D student to an A student overnight. In fact, we have the brand Under Armour because Kevin Plank went through that program his senior year in college. And so many lives changed by just one product. That's a breakthrough. What is a breakthrough? A breakthrough is a product that can do something that nothing else in the world can do as effectively, efficiently, or as economically. And when you put all three of those together, oh my goodness. So I spent a lifetime finding breakthroughs. I had 92 celebrities under contract, including Charlton Heston, Tom Selleck, Cher, Kenny Rogers, John Ritter, Michael Landon, on and on and on. We had great celebrities that believed in the products I took to them. I would present a product to them. They would see its value, gain a passion. And as a result, we generated more than 40 million phone calls, tens of millions of customers, billions of dollars in sales. But in 2006, I was introduced to a man who was taught at the Mayo Graduate School of Medicine. He was triple board certified in oncology, immunology, and hematology. And he introduced me to a word I'd never heard of before. The word was glutathione. And as it turns out, glutathione is the single most important molecule in life, right there with oxygen. Take oxygen away, and all of life disappears within minutes. Take glutathione away, all of life disappears within minutes. That's how important it is. And yet, most people haven't even heard of it. Most doctors, about 50% of the doctors I talked to had never heard of glutathione. The other 50% would say, yeah, I read about it in medical school in my microbiology class. It's an antioxidant, right? Well, the Grand Canyon's a hole, but it's a little more than just a hole in the backyard. The Pacific Ocean is it's a big pond, but it's a little bigger than a pond in a backyard. It is night and day. Well, glutathione is a miracle molecule. If you knew what I knew, you would just get down on your knees and you would thank God that he gave us this incredible molecule. It's manufactured by every cell in the body. It's that important. It performs 400 functions that we know about. There's been 167,000 published studies on glutathione, most studied molecule in molecular biology. Ask a doctor about it, and they go, yeah, I think I've heard of it. Ask a molecular biologist, and they'll go, glutathione, let me tell you, it's everything. It's how long you're going to live. It's how healthy you're going to be. It's going to be how fast you recover from illness. It's going to determine whether or not you even get sick. It's going to determine how you go through your day physically, mentally. It's everything. If only we could get it through the stomach, because the stomach destroys glutathione. Buy a glutathione capsule, guess what? Hits the stomach, it's gone. You know why? It's got this little sulfhydryl molecule that's very fragile and it breaks right off in the stomach. So science knows the value of glutathione, but they don't know how to enhance it. So what do? Of course, they create an IV with glutathione molecules. That's good. Problem is glutathione IVs are inconvenient, uncomfortable, and they're expensive, $100, $200, $300 a whack. And problem is glutathione, once it gets in the cell, it has a half-life of 90 minutes. So even when you get IV glutathione, you get the biggest bang for the buck in the first 90 minutes, and then you're half the strength you were at the beginning. And then it goes down, 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 and over a period of a couple of days, it's down to almost no power at all. Okay, now that would be great if we could get daily or hourly infusions of glutathione, but nobody can do that unless you're real sick and go into a hospital, and then they can give it to you every day. But so that was a problem. Another problem, glutathione levels decline by 10 to 15% per decade. The assault on the cell never declines. Every cell in our body is being attacked 10 to 20,000 times a day just by free radicals. And we'll talk about that in a minute. But the assault on the cell from outside, from inside, we all carry around, that we know about, at least 200 industrial chemicals, stuff that's not supposed to be there, stuff that's very damaging to our mitochondrial DNA, stuff that's very damaging and causes the inflammation, oxidative stress, all of that stuff happens, right? It's all under attack. Well, glutathione deals with all of it. Let me tell you now, I'll give you a nice little glutathione lesson. I wish I could talk for 2 hours on it. I could, but I wish they would let me, but they won't. They say I have to do it in 18 minutes. So let's talk about some of the functions. Okay, when your body produces hemoglobin, the whole purpose of hemoglobin, the red blood cells, is to carry oxygen to every cell in your body. Problem is, it has the wrong electromagnetic charge. Okay, it can't bind to oxygen. It's like trying to bring north poles of magnets together. We all saw that in school. It doesn't happen. Same thing with hemoglobin and oxygen. Hemoglobin, to bind to oxygen, has to be reduced to what's called a +2. When it's reduced, boom, it attaches to an oxygen molecule and delivers it like it was programmed to do by the great designer. And so guess what the sole reduction agent for glutathione is, or for hemoglobin is? Glutathione. Without glutathione, there'd be no reduction, there'd be no oxygen transfer, we'd be dead within a few minutes. That's just one of 400 functions. Another thing it does, it's your body's detoxifier. Every liver cell has 1,000 times more glutathione than any other cell in the body because it uses glutathione to detoxify itself. You see, your liver collects all these toxins, chemicals, heavy metals, everything from your blood. Now what's it going to do with it? It's got to get rid of the stuff. Well, it uses glutathione to get rid of it because glutathione does detoxify, but it also is a chelator of heavy metals. Now, we get a lot of heavy metals in our environment. We get arsenic, we get cadmium, we get copper. It's crazy what we collect. Mercury, but glutathione is a chelator. It attaches to chemicals, it attaches to heavy metals, and we get them out of the cell. Glutathione is known as your body's master antioxidant. Why is that critical to life and health? Well, every cell, like I said earlier, is attacked by 10 to 20,000 free radicals a day. Now, a free radical is a scavenger. It's a thief. It just wants to steal an electron from a cell. And when it steals that electron, it creates oxidative stress, inflammation, and other damages to the cell. Well, to counter that, Now, this isn't a coincidence if you know what I know, that God, we have the master designer. He created antioxidants that the body makes to donate their electrons to the free radicals. And when they do, it sequesters or neutralizes the free radical. And for example, your body creates superoxide dismutase, great antioxidant, catalase, great antioxidant. But like all the antioxidants we ingest, like vitamin C, vitamin E, and so on, they're all monofocused. What does that mean? There's a spectrum of free radicals, different structures, different compositions, chemical compositions, different sizes, the whole spectrum. Every antioxidant except glutathione is monofocused. Vitamin C can take out that one, but it can't take out those. Vitamin E can take out that one, but it can't take out those. Superoxide dismutase, catalase, they each can take out one, kind of like the key to a hotel room. I was at a hotel, Shannon and I, for our nephew's graduation, and our key always opened our door. Just put it right next to the electronic thing and clicks, and now you can open your door. But our key would not open any other door in the hotel. A friend of mine owns huge hotels. He's a billionaire, but he owns big hotels here throughout the West. And he has a master key. He can open any door in that hotel, even the key to the vault room, with his master key. Okay. Glutathione is the master antioxidant. It can sequester and neutralize every single type of free radical, regardless of its source, composition, whatever, to keep it from damaging our cells. So as the master antioxidant, that's unbelievable. Now, that's not all it does as an antioxidant. You see, when any antioxidant donates an electron to neutralize a free radical, it's like a gun that had one bullet and you fire it at that enemy free radical and it neutralizes it. No more bullets. What's it going to do? Well, glutathione recycles vitamin C, vitamin E up to 3 to 5 times, so that they can be used again and again. But here's the miracle molecule. Glutathione recycles itself over and 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 over again. Science can't tell how many times. They say somewhere between 30,000 times and 300,000 times. Wow, what a molecule, okay? And that's just the antioxidant value. It is the sole protector of your immune cells. What protects you from bacterial and viral insults? Your immune system. What protects that? Glutathione. You see, when we elevate our glutathione, our T cells, which are the assassins, and the B cells that attack the viruses and the bacteria, they can reproduce much more rapidly. And rapid reproduction is critical to your life and your health. When your glutathione levels are low, they reproduce sluggishly, while the bacterial or viral insult is reproducing rapidly, okay? So how fast they reproduce is dependent upon glutathione. Crazy. That's not all. I sound like an infomercial now. What's so cool is glutathione is the sole protector of your mitochondrial DNA. Why is that important? As long as the mitochondrial DNA remains intact, the cell cannot mutate. You think that's important today? Mutation of cells? Yes, excuse me. And glutathione is the protector of the mitochondrial DNA. And it goes on and on. Declines by 10 to 15% per decade. So as a soon to be 74-year-old, my body manufactures less than 45% of the glutathione that it did when I was 20. But the attack on the cells never ends. So people say, well, how does that affect me? What can it do for me? Number one, it changes everything. In fact, this guy that's on the phone that's doing these wellness clinics all over the world said, man, it's foundational. There's nothing it doesn't affect. That's right. Nothing. How fast you recover from exercise, how fast you recover from illness, how fast you recover from an injury, all determined all limited by lack of glutathione, all enhanced by more glutathione. How long you live, how soon you become vulnerable to the 78 diseases of aging. And that's the whole spectrum that we worry about. Dr. Oz on his show, by the way, said that glutathione is the most important antioxidant you've never heard of. In fact, it's your cells, your body's defense against the diseases you fear the most. That's kind of a big statement from a heart surgeon. Dr. Katz, who was on his show, who's head of disease prevention at Yale University, basically said glutathione is the key to everything. If you're feeling run down, sluggish, you're not firing on all 8 cylinders, chances are it's low glutathione. And people say, well, can I go get my glutathione measured? Yes, you can, but it means nothing. So don't waste your money. Glutathione levels change hourly, daily, moment by moment, depending on activity, depending on what you're eating, what you're breathing, and everything else. Everybody runs at a deficit. Athletes run at a deficit. Homemakers run at a deficit. Those of us that are in business, we all run at a deficit. So what can we do? Can't get it through the stomach intact. Some people surround it with fats or liposomes to try to get it through the stomach, and it is successful to a degree, but it's pretty inefficient. It's like trying to ride a bicycle uphill in high gear. You know, you pedal real fast, but the bike goes real slow. Shift down to a lower gear, and every stroke of those pedals moves the bike forward, okay? Well, we're how we do that in health, quality of life. It affects everything. Well, one of the things it affects is athletic performance. I knew if I had it, we nanosized, I haven't even told you, we nanosized it. That means making it real tiny, the particles, so that all you have to do is you put it in as liquid as water, same viscosity as water, and you swish like a mouthwash, right? While you're swishing, billions of particles are going right into your bloodstream through your mucous membranes, your mucosa inside your cheeks, and also sublingually under your tongue in the venous cavity. Those particles are in the bloodstream instantly. They're not having to go through the stomach. Hooray! And guess what happens? They are out of the bloodstream, according to a scientist at the U of U that my son and I met with, within 70 seconds. One pass of circulation, and they're gone. Amazing. That's why we see such fast results. And so we went ahead, I sent some to some athletes, because conditioned athletes, world-class athletes, have a baseline that's very stable. So any improvement is huge. They're not used to getting that much of an improvement. They're already there. They're maxed out. Well, I sent it to one guy who was an endurance athlete. He called me the next morning, Steve, this is the most amazing athletic product ever. And he told me what he had done and how it had impacted him. He said, I've never seen anything like this. I've been an endurance athlete for the last 10 years. He was 27. And so then I sent some to another friend of mine, a guy named Bill Gillespie. Bill was the strength and conditioning coach for the NFL football team, the Seattle Seahawks. And then he went to Liberty University to fulfill a promise to the man that led him to Christ. And Bill was, for 14 years, strength and conditioning coach of the Liberty football team. But Bill has been an amateur weightlifter. That means he's drug tested at every meet since he was 14 years old. Well, at 59, he set the world record in the bench press, right? He benched, get ready, 804 pounds. And but then he was 49 years old. It was 2008. I called him in 2018 when we were just starting this whole thing. And I said, Bill, I'm sending you a product. How are you doing? He said, oh, not so good. I'm down. You know, you lose your performance every year. Lean muscle goes down and you're aging. He says, I'm 59 years old now. He says, I'm benching around 700 pounds, which is a world record for my age group, but I no longer compete with the elite guys. And I said, well, I have something that might change that. And he said, what's that? And I said, well, it's glutathione, but we deliver it like a jet fighter into your system. And I said, it'll cut your recovery time way down. We believe it's going to increase your muscle output, your mental endurance, your mental focus, and your physical stamina. He said, send it to me, man, I'll take anything. So I sent it to him, told him how to use it. He started swishing 3, 4, or 5 times a day. And Bill, you know how athletes are, more is better. So he would swish for honestly 4 to 7 minutes. That's crazy. Don't you try that at home. But anyway, in 2 weeks, his bench press started going up. He was up to 725. He said, Steve, this stuff's really working. I don't get sore after a workout. I don't get tired. I feel like I've still got more in me. And in the next 6 months, as a 59-year-old, he went all the way to 915 pounds. Whoa, as a 59-year-old. In the next 6 months, as a 60-year-old, he went to 1,050 pounds, a brand new world record. And this January, he retired. His last meet in January, his last lift, he set a new world record, 1,129.8 pounds. They say that as a record nobody will ever beat. And you say, Bill, how did you see that kind of improvement from 59 to 62? You should be down around 600 pounds, not 1,100 pounds. And he said, well, with Swish, my recovery is so fast that I can lift heavy. That means over 500 pounds for him. I can lift heavy 4 to 5 times a week. He says, before Swish, I was down to 1 time a week. He said, so it's changed everything. He says, I'm working out muscles with an intensity and back muscles that I hadn't been able to work out for years. He said, everything. He says, man, he says, but Steve, it does so much more. My mental focus. He said, I'm sleeping through the night. I was waking up every 2 hours with joint pain and everything. He says, man, I sleep like a baby now. It's changed everything. And that's what we like to do. We like to change everything. We like to give people a quality of life that they're not used to, so that their new norm becomes their norm. And so that's what we're seeing. Well, I gave it to one athlete. I don't know who's operating the slides tonight. Michael, let's go to the slides. And she was a marathoner and a cyclist. She had a 100-mile bike race coming up. I sent it to her. She broke her personal record in the first 35 miles. And then in around mile 37, a man stopped, hit his brakes. She hit him. Bike and back hit her. She went end over end, got airborne, hit the pavement so hard it broke her helmet, gave her a massive concussion, and her face hit the pavement at 22 miles an hour. Well, the picture on the left was the day after the accident. That was on Sunday. She was hospitalized Saturday, Sunday, Monday, went home Tuesday night. The plastic surgeon came in, looked at that on Sunday and said, that's going to take about 5 weeks to heal. Tammy, wait a month after that, then come see me and we'll work on the scars. Well, she gets home Tuesday night and she thinks this stuff's nano. So she pours some on a cotton ball, treats her face and the treated areas. That's Tuesday night. She did it 3 times, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Look at Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and hallelujah, Sunday. Wow. 5 weeks of healing in 5 days. Her plastic surgeon said she had never seen anything like it. Well, guess what happened next? I had owned 5 different skincare companies. I had Cher, Kathy Lee Gifford, Ali McGraw, Lisa Hartman, Meredith Baxter Burney, even Angie Dickinson as spokespersons for my different skincare companies. And guess what I hated about skincare? I could never get good before and afters. I knew we had good products, but man, you couldn't see anything until Botox came along. There were no good before and afters, right? Well, I saw this, and so I put some in spray bottles, sent some to some friends. Let's go down to the next level. And let's zoom in on the lady in the middle. That is one of our Neumi family members, Sherry Warner, but this was 3 years before we started Neumi. And she got it, and I said, Sherry, spray your face 5 times a day, and let's see what happens. She did that for 7 weeks. Wow. I saw that and a few other before and afters from other friends. And I said, we've got the world's best skincare product. I sent it to my former formulator of my other companies, and he was the president of the American Society of Cosmetic Chemists, brilliant man, John. And John had become a senior vice president of R&D for the company that created Botox. And I sent him the pictures. He goes, Steve, whoa, what are you doing? Nobody has before and afters like this. I said, I know. I said, we've nanosized glutathione, cysteine, collagen, hyaluronic acid, and other peptides, and we're seeing these amazing results. Well, let's look at the hands on the left. That was about 6 or 8 weeks, 3 or 4 times a day. and look at the difference. And so we just kept seeing differences like that. That was 30 days for a woman that could not get a clear complexion. Let's go down. This woman on the left is from Australia. I love this one because she said the only problem with the product, obviously she had her brows and lips tattooed, but she said the only problem with this product is everybody's asking me how I lost my weight, and I haven't lost any weight. It's just my face tightened up, and it just I look younger. And look at this, so much smoother, healthier her skin looks. She was blown away, and so were we, frankly. And let's go to the next one. This is a dermal therapist or an esthetician in Miami, Florida, and she has her own skincare salon. She sent me those pictures, and she said, Steve, this is the most amazing product I've ever seen. Look at how much brighter my skin is. Look at how much smoother. She said, it's really diminished the appearance of my pores. She said, it's changed everything in 8 days for her. Now, some people will see things in a week, some people in 8 weeks. So we tell you, take a before picture and then take pictures at 4 weeks and 8 weeks, because you don't see the change from one day to the next normally. And oh my gosh, do we get the before and afters? Let's go down again. This is my hands when I was much younger. I was 71 here, and I sprayed my right hand. I decided to be a guinea pig. I sprayed my right hand 4 to 5 times a day for about 7 or 8 weeks. Did not spray my left hand. Look how much more healthy, brighter the skin. The appearance of lines and wrinkles has been diminished. The porosity has been diminished as far as the appearance goes, and it was much, much smoother. So needless to say, anytime we would have guests in, Ryan say, Dad, show him your hand, show him your hand. The woman on the left, I love. She is the mother of a physician in Nigeria. And that physician was treating one of our Neumi family members in Nigeria, Lillian. And she said, Lillian, what are you doing? Look at your skin. It looks so good. And Lillian says, I got this amazing product. And she showed her, and the doctor said, hey, can I have some of that for my mom? So Lillian went ahead and gave her a bottle. Look at the difference. This was less than a month. And oops, I don't know what happened. It says restart, probably. So, well, that's okay. We've been through most of them. So we ended up with what I believe is the world's best skincare product, the world's best supplement. What I love about our product is it is so fast acting. You don't have to wait months and think, oh, I think I feel a little different, or I think I look a little different. You see it right away. I'll be 74 in a few weeks. And, I just, people don't think I look 74. Maybe I look 80, who knows? Or maybe everybody's just being polite. But anyway, we see results. We see it quickly because our particle size becomes bioavailability. We increase exponentially the surface area of the particles or of the mix of particles. And that alone makes a huge difference. So we get utilized by the cells very, very rapidly. So put it all together and, we're seeing things, the life changes. I believe we're saving lives in many parts of the world. My son's track coach, I believe we saved his life. It's just been amazing. So I'm excited that you're all joining with us. One thing that I'll tell you, we've grown very rapidly. We're now in about 15 countries that I know about. Last number I heard is we were more than 20,000 distributors. We call them family members because we treat people like family with honor and gratefulness and appreciation. We don't take anybody for granted. And we're here to build a legacy business. What I love about this business, you share the product with somebody today, and you share, we'll say, in Chicago or Perth or Sydney or Sunshine Coast or Canada. And guess what? In 6 months, you have people in Africa, in the Philippines, in Japan, all over, in Indonesia. And you shared it with one person, but it goes like that all over the world. And that's a legacy. You know why? You change one life, you change a family. you change a family, and you change generations of lives. That's what I love about this business. People are starting to badmouth us. Just so you know, other companies, I can understand we're priced about 25 to 40% less than our competition. We manufacture right here in-house so we can keep our prices down. And yet, because we manufacture, our costs are so low that we can give great commissions. One expert said it's the most generous compensation plan he's ever seen. Michael Firth, I know he said the other day, I'm making more per month now after we're not even a year old than I did after 11 years in any other company I've ever been in. And that's how we've designed the plan, not just for the Michael First, but we want anybody that puts an effort into it to have it make a difference. You know, folks, we're going to see some pretty hard times economically. We're trying to phase out energy, try to live without energy. We're seeing prices go through the roof. When energy prices go up, all prices go up. And that creates inflation and that creates recession. Who knows what we're in for? But this one thing I know that we can make a difference financially with people. We can make a difference with their health, their lifestyle, their quality of life. We don't have anybody strutting around with a big check saying, look what I did. If that ever happens, that person will be gone faster than they came, because that's not what we're about. We're not about hype. We're not about wishes. We're about hope. The definition, if you looked at every verse in the Bible on the word hope, here's the definition you'd come up with. The well-founded, confident belief that that which is promised, committed, or pursued will be achieved within a specific amount of time. That's what Neumi does. We're legacy, and we're steps of action for change. And we have drawn in the quality of leadership that are coming in. You know, it just doesn't happen. Aaron said he's never seen it in this industry. We're getting people of integrity, people who love other people, people who care about what they're doing and what they're doing in the lives of other people. And guess what? They're becoming our leaders. Can you imagine? We get to build this people. We get to build this movement with people of integrity, people who love other people. You know, Phoebe, I've known Phoebe for almost 14 years. Michael, the same. Monterosa, Alex Monterosa, the same. I'm getting to do this with people I love and people who love everybody they work with. You know, Phoebe and I had a thing going on the internet the other day where, you know, we're opposing opinions to a degree. And guess what? It doesn't matter, because Phoebe knows I'd take a bullet for her, and I know she'd take a bullet for me. That's what we're creating here. It is so cool. It's the best experience of my business life. And I've been in business, you know, honestly, since 1970 when I graduated from college. So I'm so excited you're joining our family, and anything we can do to support you and help you, you know, we'll be there. So thank you. And now I turn it back to Michael. Take it away, Michael.
Beautiful. Thank you, Steve. And thank you, Jana, Charles, Aaron. What a great call. And one of the things Steve just said too about going into tough times, you know, history shows that the home-based business, entrepreneurial spirit thrives in a tough economy, goes off the charts. In fact, when things are all rosy, that's when people go, oh, you don't realize I'm a real estate agent. I don't need network marketing. But now they're going, show me what you got. So we're growing out of control, which is fantastic. With that in mind, as Steve said, it's not about big checks at the top. It's about the little guy earning some fantastic income. And that's why our comp plan is so amazing and loved by so many. With that in mind, we have a few events. Tomorrow, if anyone is already qualified, fully qualified as a 1-star or higher, we have module 1 of the Neumi Academy 1-star workshops. So you'll get a private password for that. It'll be in this room, but unless you got the password, you can't get in. That's designed to help those people who've already got themselves to 1-star to learn what are the skills that I need to take myself from here all the way to the top. And then next week on Wednesday, 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, we have an event called, funny enough, So you want to be a 1-star. What do you need to do? And that's designed for everybody who hasn't reached it yet to get all the skills they need to do to get to that first foundational level, which builds everything within this company. It's as simple as that. promote our Power of Three program, get to 1-star, teach that, and that is the entire program all the way through to the top. So thank you for attending, everybody. We look forward to seeing the 1-stars tomorrow live. Check your app for the details, and we look forward to seeing everyone on the next live event, wherever you are. Good night, good morning, good afternoon, good evening.